Greetings. I'm here today to reach out, especially to you Generation Zs out there. We talk a lot about the millennials, but you are very important. You are our future. What I want to talk to you especially about not only is an important message about physical health, but feeling good in the long run. I am sure all of you, even the youngest of you, are aware of products or have introduction to products which contain nicotine. Some very common forms, perhaps the more traditional, cigarettes, a new and form, vaping products, which come in a variety. But not only limited to that, nicotine is also in products that you place in your mouth or chew or like chewing tobacco and of that nature. All of them, most certainly, nicotine, smoking can kill you. And I'm sure we've all heard that raft of things from heart disease, lung cancer, circulatory issues, uh, damage to immune system, deterioration of teeth and gums, premature aging, any malady you might have through, stresses of the environment or, hereditary or handed down by your family, would be aggravated by the use of these products and this chemical content called nicotine. What's more important, a lot of times these effects, lung cancers, take a long time to develop. Some severe cases, maladies can show up with very little use. The thing about any product like this, and this also applies to a raft of things where from what other people tell us are either cool or make us fit in or said to actually in some way alleviate us of our stresses and concerns as we age and the challenge of life in general. One of the things is whenever we do have this thought that something that we can take other than healthy foods and things of this nature is going to do anything positive for us in the long run. This is something that we are definitely fooled about. There's an important connection in the brain, commonly referred to as the reward pathway. This is a very, very delicate connection. Out of balances of this causes reactions within the brain to either not trigger as they should or prematurely or not at all. And this sort of imbalance has a far-reaching effect not only toward these physical maladies that I've mentioned here, but to your overall well-being and mental status. The important thing to remember is that from the onset and even lesser things that you would get involved tamper with that connection. And it's a very delicate balance anyway. In that, from the get-go, ingesting things like nicotine begin to cause that imbalance. I know that's kind of deep. I don't think that scare tactics, analogies are helpful because I think that we need to understand the biological or foundational reason that there is no way that this is something that anyone would ever really want to do. However, despite that fact, we think it's really popular. What you should do is, some of you may have tried this. I know everyone in the group knows what it is. Some of you may have already developed a habit. And my specific point is I want all of my audience to consider their position on substances like this. If you have already sort of began to fall into a habit of anything of this nature, I would like for you to look at and take in this information and make a move toward a life without things like this. This is not easy to do. If you've already gotten started, you will already, one of the other side effects is it forms a really bad habit. There isn't anything more uncomfortable than you need a cigarette and you can't have one for whatever reason. A lot of restrictions in society today on use of such products. This did not open up any opportunities that, or if it did, it was very briefly. And there are many resources and many directions, but the first step is to change our mindset. And I picked this group because, that you are still in your formative stages, and really the easiest way to avoid the ills of these products is not to get involved in them in the first place. Although I'm sure if this is the first time you're hearing things like this, for all of you, it may be just a little bit too late, but I'm hoping that, the easiest way to not, have to quit is to not start to begin with. If you have, if that's gotten ingrained, if you started, as young as age 12 to smoke, surely you can relate to all of the problems it's caused, because after all, you're probably sneaking out in the backyard or in the garage to do that behind those, your parents or otherwise. Although some of us come from families where our parents smoke, and I suppose in that way they're not really showing us a good example. And I think in that we need to look at the sensitivity of how easy it is to fall into a trap like this, and then it can happen with anyone. And the thing is, if you are looking to the resources that are all around you, online programs, American Cancer Society, a lot of team programs. There are programs, I'm sure, at your school, information on this subject. If you are currently have a doctor or a healthcare provider, they can advise you of the options that you have to quit smoking. But, no matter what the step or the direction you need, depending on how far, the first and foremost is the decision that this is not the way to be. I can tell you from my own experience that this is absolutely the case, and that it's not just kinda, it is so profound that it's almost difficult to explain to you the severity of it. So, I hope you understand what I've been saying. Appreciate the information and my concern for all of us, and I hope that can give you a better tomorrow and a better perspective in general. I thank you for your time.